Okay, in the previous video we had discussed about some review, right? Review related to spherical mirrors. Yes, spherical mirrors. We had been listening this word since so many videos, right? We had discussed deeply in the previous video. This previous video totally discussing about this topic only. And we had discussed the different types of laws involved in this spherical mirror and also ray diagrams. Ray diagram basics also we had discussed. Cases we had discussed. We had discussed some other topics related to spherical mirrors like which will help us to understand ray diagrams involved in the spherical mirrors. Okay, and I had said in the starting of the previous video that I'll say ray diagrams, but the time has gone late, so I had to stop the video. So that topic is postponed to this topic, and now we are going to discuss the main part, that is ray diagrams involved in spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors are of two types. One is convex, one is concave, right? And other two mirrors are plane mirrors and parabolic mirrors. Okay, the body is coming clear. Yes, it is coming clear. Okay, थोड़ा सा डार्क होना पड़ता है क्योंकि बोर्ड बहुत ब्राइट हो रहा है लाइट की वजह से, इसलिए थोड़ा डार्क लिखना पड़ता है. Before entering into ray diagrams, we have to discuss about another small topic. Like, it's not a topic, it is just a basic foundation how to draw the spherical mirror ray diagrams. We are entering into ray diagram cases. Firstly, there will be cases, and then we will enter into ray diagrams directly. Okay? There will be okay. Let's discuss about concave. Firstly, concave mirror is nothing but what is concave mirror? A mirror, a bent mirror, or a mirror which is cut from a hollow sphere and silvered one side, right? Which is silvered one side, and on the side is used for inner surface. Inner surface is used for reflection, right? Now what I am saying is, I had said concave mirror is taken. Some concave mirror is taken. This is called principal axis. This is called center of curvature. The curvature in the sense the point from which we had taken a sphere, right? Okay, the original sphere center from which we had taken that part of the mirror, right? That is called center of curvature, focus, and this is pole. We see, if you see geometrically, if you measure that distance, if you measure in the real life, focus distance between P to F is called focal length, right? Focal length is given by F. That focal length will be value, suppose if I get the value 2.0001 centimeters. 2.001 centimeters is the focus value, distance between pole and focus. Then the radius of curvature will be, radius of curvature is denoted by capital R. This will be 4.000. In the sense, some 3.9999 will be there. Okay, the main point is here, see. These are experimental values. If you see directly, if you conduct this experiment, this focus length will be this much, radius of curvature will be this much. I can write this approximate value is 2 centimeters. This approximate value is 4 centimeters, right? See, focal length is exactly half of the radius of curvature. In the sense, can I write F equal to R by 2? Okay, F equal to R by 2. This is the main relation. Sir, how did we get this relation? Is nothing but in the next video I will discuss about this proof. clearly how did we get it? How did the experiment happen exactly? We'll discuss in the next video, but you have to know that it's a small topic. Now, if you don't know these terms, mainly this principal axis, this pole, what are these terms? If you don't know, please watch the previous video, light chapter part 10 or part 9. It is clearly explained terms related to spherical mirrors, mod 8 Pranodonipudi type. There will be first video you will be getting. You could see that clear explanation about that each and every term. What is this principal axis? Okay, that will be clear if you don't know any terms. Okay. Now, firstly, if the ray is parallel to the principal axis, I am considering a ray which is parallel to principal axis, exactly parallel to the principal axis. It passes through focus. Okay, a ray which is parallel to principal axis passes through focus. We had discussed this in focus topic also. If you want why this get exactly reflected to focus, that is also discussed. Now, another one. I am taking another case. If I consider a concave mirror, okay, this is the concave mirror. This is the concave mirror. Now this is PFC. Now I am considering a light ray. A light ray is striking the mirror surface exactly passing through the center of curvature. This is center of curvature. A light ray is coming exactly and hitting the center of passing through the center of curvature and hitting the mirror. Then where the light ray will go? It exactly retraces its path. It exactly retraces its path. Okay, when the light ray is coming in the exactly passing through the center of curvature and hitting the mirror, concave mirror, it exactly retraces its path, right? It retraces its path. This is the second case. And the third case is, again I have to take a spherical mirror. This is a spherical mirror. This is a concave mirror. This is P and F and C. If the light ray is hitting the pole, and how it will get reflected? If it is hitting the pole, this will become the angle of incidence. Okay, this will become the angle of reflection. Okay, you know this very well. If it is exactly hitting the pole, if it is hitting the, okay, this is one condition. If it is hitting the pole, it exactly reflects as like this is the normal. Okay, this is the normal. It reflects as if it is a plane mirror kept. Okay, now fourth case with this shading. Shading plays a key role in the mirrors. Okay, this is another concave mirror. Okay, concave mirror. Is it visible? Okay, is it visible? Ah, yes, it is visible. Okay, this is a concave mirror. This is shading. Okay, this is the principal axis. Okay, this is P, this is F, this is C. Now, I am considering a ray which is passing through focus and hitting the mirror. Then it will go parallel to the principal axis after reflection. If it is coming parallel, it will pass through focus. If it is coming through focus, it will become parallel. These two are exactly opposite. Now this reason had been discussed in the previous video. If you want to see that video's reason, it is like description of some spherical mirrors. In that video I had discussed clearly why this focus is there, how focus is defined. Exactly in that video only. Focus terms related to spherical mirrors. In that only I had discussed it clearly. Okay, coming to these reasons. Coming to these, you see, I had said a tangent has to be drawn. A tangent is drawn at the point where the light is incidented, and the perpendicular line joining the center to the incident line is acting as normal. If you consider this is the light ray, this is center of curvature. If the light ray is somewhere hitting like this, it is not passing to center of curvature. The normal means simply joining this line to center of curvature. This becomes normal, this becomes angle of incidence, this becomes angle of reflection. If C joining the point of incidence is nothing but normal. C joining the point of incidence is nothing but normal. Okay, if the light ray is exactly coming in the direction of normal, what it will do? Angle of incidence becomes 0. Then angle of reflection also becomes 0. So, it exactly bounces back in the same direction. Because this is the normal, man. This is the normal. So, it exactly coming in the direction of normal. As you see in the plane mirror also, it is sitting like this, it is going like this, because this is the normal refracted ray, incident ray. They three get coincided. So they will become like this. Now coming to this, here again we have to draw tangent. Tangent will have a normal perpendicular line. This becomes normal. Its principal axis itself becomes the normal. So this will become angle of incidence or angle of reflection. Okay. For this, this is the opposite case. This I had already discussed in the previous video. So this will become the opposite of this. If it is coming like this, it passes to focus. If it is coming from focus, it becomes parallel to principal axis. Okay, for concave over. Now for convex also it is there. Right? If you want to take down the notes, you could take down. This help you to understand the basic about that spherical mirrors. Okay? You can pause the video. Okay? 3, 2, 1, and Abil. Okay? I'm using this one. Okay, now I am taking convex mirror. Convex. Right? This is convex. Convex mirror has to be drawn like this. Okay, you can draw like this or like this. Shading must be important. I am taking shading like this. Inside shading, and outside is used for reflection. This will become the principal axis, pole, focus, center of curvature. Why they are inside? Because the circle is taken like this, so this way it becomes the center of curvature. This is focus. Okay, I discussed this also. This will also have 4 cases. Exactly the same case of P, F, C. This is the shading. Okay, this is the shading P, F, C. Okay, now these are some convex mirrors. Now I am taking one light ray parallel to principal axis. Then it will reflect in the same case in the direction of focus. It will reflect in the direction of focus. See, this is coming from focus. It is looking like it is coming from focus, but it is not coming from focus. It goes in the direction of that focus. Okay, it will go in the direction of the point, the direction of the line joining incident ray, point of incidence and focus. Okay, it will go in like this manner. Means in the sense, it is hitting like this. It will go in the direction in which the line is joining the point of incidence and focus. This is the line. So in that direction it will go. Simply that reverse case also normally will take. If it is coming in the direction of focus, this is the incident ray coming in the direction of focus. Okay? It becomes parallel to its principal axis. Now I am taking same case, that 4 cases only. If it is coming in the direction of center of curvature, it will go as it is. In the direction, in the sense, there it is exactly, really it is passing. But here it is appearing to pass. There is a difference, it is appearing to pass in the case of convex, but in the case of that concave mirror, they really pass. Okay? Just coming in the direction. And 4th case, obviously that pole case only. This is pole. Is it visible? If it is incident like this, it will go like this. Okay, is this visible? Yes, this is somewhat ink had gone, I think so. Ink had over in this refill. Okay, it will go exactly. These are some. This is angle of incidence, angle of reflection. If it is sitting, is it visible? Okay, it is approximately visible. Okay, the ink had been completed. I'll refill it. Wait. Okay. Now we had been considering ray diagram cases. Until now we had considered ray diagram cases. Now I am considering directly ray diagrams. Yes, the main part is from here. These play a key role, a crucial role in total ray optics. It decides the future of the ray optics, and it had taken the ray diagrams to the next level of ray optics. It had taken geometric optics to the next level. You can see the chapter name ray optics or ray optics in the DC Pandey and geometrical optics in H.C. Verma if you want for 11th class students. Otherwise in the 10th class also there will be one lesson, reflection of spherical mirrors. Reflection of spherical mirrors or some. Okay. In all the 10th class portions in the SSC, CBSE and also what ICSE also, there is the must chapter. This is a must chapter. And also in the 12th class of NCERT textbook, this will be a one chapter. Ray optics or geometric optics or light chapter or geometric light. Okay, different names. Not wave optics. Not wave optics. It is wave optics in the sense it is related to light waves. We are not discussing light as a wave. Why light is not considered as a wave? If you want that clarity, why we are not considering wave optics, we are considering geo optics in the sense geometrical optics. That also had been discussed already in the first video. I had been neatly dressed. I had taken a video, okay, like blue shirt, about that basic topic about light. And now that's all the trash. We are discussing into the main topic, that is ray diagrams. Okay, firstly we'll discuss about convex mirrors. Convex mirrors. Okay, let me ask you a question. How many types of images are there? Types of images are only two types. They are real and virtual. I had discussed in the plane mirror topic also, plane mirror part 3 or part 4, I had discussed types of images. There are two types of images, real and virtual. What are these real and virtual? Real image can be caught on screen in the sense we can touch the image, we can feel the image. Okay? In both cases we can see the image, right? In both cases we can see the image. Real image, virtual image does not matter any difference of seeing the image. Both cases we can see the image with our eyes. But there we can't, this can be caught on screen, this image. In the sense if we keep a screen on somewhere of the near the mirror, the image will be caught and we can touch that image also. But in the case of virtual image, we can't touch the mirror. We can touch the image, right? We can't touch the image, we can only touch the mirror. Virtual image means you can consider plane mirror. In the case of plane mirror, only we can touch the mirror, not our image. We can't touch an image. Okay? These are two types of real images, two types of images. Okay, my sister has asked one question. How can we know that the image is real or virtual? If the image is formed, how can we know? How can we know that the image is virtual or real? How can we say if the rays are really intersecting which rays, reflected rays, are really intersecting, then the real image is formed. If reflected rays are virtually intersecting, in the sense they are appearing to be touching at one point, let me say, oh, they are getting intersected there, they don't get really intersected, but if we extend back that rays, reflected rays, we got to see some point where the two extended rays meet. There we'll get virtual image. So many say that generally only if the reflected rays really intersect, the image is formed. There is no rule of intersection of reflected rays for a formation of image. Let me clear this point. Reflected rays need not get always intersected for formation of image. If the rays didn't get intersect also, the image will be formed, because it can be virtual image. Yes, if the rays are extended back, they'll meet at some point, so there the real image, not virtual image, is formed. Otherwise, if they really intersect, no problem, it will form real image. Okay, real image and virtual image. Okay, now in the case of convex mirror, we find only virtual images, in the sense the images which are formed by reflected rays getting not really intersected, virtually getting intersected when they are extended backwards. Now in the case of convex mirror, I am taking, this is the convex mirror, right? Okay, this is the shading part. Okay, this will become the principal axis, will become the whole focus center of curvature. Firstly, I am taking some object here. If I keep the object, there is no use. This is silvering. You will see only silvering. There is no image formed. This side is mirror. If you keep an object somewhere at like this near principal axis, I keep some image object like this, some extended object. You think this much big mirror is there, and you are standing there in front of that mirror. Now, we had said in the previous videos that okay, no need, mainly a ray diagram requires minimum two rays for formation of image. Now I had considered one ray like this. Okay, this ray is this Satyajit Ray. Okay, sorry, Satyajit Ray is a famous poet, famous writer. He is director. Okay, this is a light ray, not Satyajit Ray. This is a light ray. This is parallel to principal axis, in the sense we had discussed it before only. If you want,